got an oldie but goodie for you this morning. Come on. Let's sing ourselves in. We're going way, way down deep. We're going way, way down deep. All right. Okay. We're going way, way down deep. 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 With all the brothers and the sisters going way down deep. We're going way, way down deep. With all the mothers and the fathers going way down deep. We're going way, 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 way down deep. Unity Chicago's going way down deep. We're going way, way down deep. Going way, way down deep. We're 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 going way, way down deep. All right, you're awesome.
Thank you, Gretchen. Isn't it amazing how you go down deep and get raised up? Well, good morning and welcome to Unity in Chicago. My name's Fred Mahaffey, and it is a delight to see you all here this morning. You know, we're on camera now, we're on live, so the podium is positioned a little differently, so just bear with us as we all adapt, or as I adapt. Your presence, you know, is an important part of our service today, and we're so glad that you made a decision to join us and to bring your energy with us. Each Sunday we come together to celebrate our oneness with one another and with God. In Unity, we welcome people of every lifestyle, every creed, every culture. We honor the many paths to God, the many names for God, and the many ways in which to experience God. We give thanks for the presence of God within each of us and the expression of grace, love, and truth in our lives. And today we join with hundreds of thousands of others around the world reading today's daily word, which is forgiveness. Forgiving others and myself restores my spiritual health. When a kitten has wandered away from its mother, she gently brings it back home. The mother does not have negative feelings toward the kitten, but stays focused on caring for its health and safety. When my thoughts or actions wander away from love, I gently bring them back. Harboring negative thoughts and feelings about others hurts me more than it hurts them. Forgiving and releasing anything or anyone that may have harmed me frees me to focus on my spiritual health. In my prayer time, I surround any unhealed situation or transgressor in love and call for the power of forgiveness. I extend this forgiveness to myself, letting go of the past mistakes. I make amends where appropriate and release the situation to God. And from the 5th chapter of Matthew, verses 23 and 24, when you are offering your gift at the altar, first be reconciled to your brother or sister. Well, Reverend Heidi is at the Hay House Weekend event here in Chicago, but never fear, technology allows her to join us. So in just a moment.
I am at a workshop in downtown Chicago, so I'm obviously not here today. And let's welcome Reverend Celeste and have a wonderful Sunday of knowing you're enough. I want to thank our new elected board members, Annette Gipp, Pam Parker, Joanne Finn, Diane Valletta, Ron Baxter, Craig Seeloff, and our two returning board members, Rosie Banks and Marilyn Jaffe. Thank you so much for saying yes and supporting and holding the high watch for our community of love, light, and laughter. I want to remind you all, this is the day to sign up for the Wayne Muller weekend. We've spent 6 weeks traveling through Wayne's book, A Life of Being, Having, and Doing Enough, and he's coming to Unity in Chicago from Santa Fe, New Mexico. And the weekend is called Enough is Enough, A Quick Path to Happiness by Slowing Down. And he's here on Friday night from 7 to 9, Saturday from 10 to 4, including lunch. Do sign up this weekend and be with the master of enough. Wayne has reduced his fee to come and be with us. We want at least 100 people to come, so be one of those 100 and support the church and support Wayne. Enjoy today, and remember that you know enough, you do enough, and you are enough. Namaste, namasko.
And we enfold Heidi into our energy this morning as well. So let's come together and experience best-selling author Wayne Muller this weekend. Heidi has asked me to kind of emphasize this. It's a very important event. Wayne guides us toward fierce clarity in making choices that feel authentic and honest, necessary and true in each moment. As she said, Friday night is interactive. It's an intimate evening with Wayne. There'll be a book signing and reception following his event. And then on Saturday all day, my script says from 10 to 5. I heard her say 10 to 4, something along those lines. There'll be a casual lunch. And the Friday event is $35. Saturday event is $85. If you purchase them together, you can save $10 on that. So see the folks at the Wings of Prosperity, or reserve your space online. Either is possible. And now, it is my great pleasure to introduce once again our good friend, Bruce Henry.
I'd like to do for you a song from the great Horace Silver, and it's a rarely heard composition, but I think it's perfect for this moment. Through many incarnations, the all is brought about. The message of the oneness we all must soon find out. Hari Rama, Hari Krishna, Allah and Buddha too, Jehovah and Jesus Christ, just to name a few. The final realization that everything is one will take a bit of doing, yet it must be done. All is spirit, all is spirit. Spirit is all there is, no matter what form it takes, be it hers or his. All time is now, all space is here, all life is endless, all love is near, all minds relate, all souls evolve, All forms are changing, all thoughts resolve, all words take shape, all will directs, all deeds are binding, and all faith protects. All ears are deaf, and all eyes are blind. All things are spirit, and all is in mind. The Father, Son, and Mother of all the universe is power, presence, and knowledge for which we all do search. Through the mind, through the body, shining right down through the soul. The Spirit is there within us. It tries to make us whole. However long it may take me, wherever I must go, I must become the master of my body, my mind, my soul. All the persons, all the places, all the things that I might see, the Spirit is there within us, yearning to be free. All time is now, all space is here, all life is endless, all love is near. All minds relate, all souls evolve, all forms are changing, all thoughts resolve, all words take shape, all will directs, and all deeds are binding, and all faith protects. All ears are deaf, all eyes are blind, all things are spirit, and all is in mind. All is in mind. Spirit, all is in mind. A love supreme, a love supreme. The Creator has a master plan, peace and love for every woman and every man. The Creator makes but one demand, peace and happiness throughout the land. Spirit, Spirit, Spirit,
Wow, what a master, Bruce. Thank you so much. Stunning, stunning. And I'm pretty sure that was not heard anywhere else this morning other than here. What a talented group of souls. Wow. Speaking of talented soul, it is my honor and joy to welcome back Celeste Frazier. She's been with us many times in the past, and we know her well. We welcome her. We feel like she's part of the Unity family here. So thank you for your inspiring presence and support. Welcome back to Unity in Chicago, Reverend Celeste Frazier.
Thank you, Fred. Hi, how y'all doing? Good, good, good. Good to be here. Good to see y'all. So today we're continuing with the second part of Life of Days. And Reverend Heidi has us on this journey with Wayne Muller's book. And so we're exploring that and we're seeing where we're going. And we got the perfect foundation from Bruce with the way that he allowed himself to be that instrument of spirit to move through him. Not unlike the slide that's behind us that says, oh, I moved it forward too far. It said the one before. There we go. A life has emptiness at its core. It is the quiet, hollow reed through which the wind of God blows and makes the music that is our life. And so we are the instrument through which Spirit is moving through, and we absolutely allow it to move through us. We don't get weighed down with unforgiving thoughts. Remember, today's word is forgiveness. And so anytime we have those thoughts where we have naught against our brother, as they say, don't come to the altar if you have naught with your brother. And so whatever it is, you may have naught with yourself. You may have this idea that you are not enough. You may have this idea that you should have done better. You may have this idea that someone else should have done better. You may have this idea that something is not right in your life when we know that all is in divine order, yes? Good. And so as we're moving through this part of the book, we were looking at boundaries. And one of the experiences that Mr. Muller was sharing with us was that, he was attempting to grow something beautiful in his garden, and he was having these jackrabbits who were coming in, and they would never come to the fruition. He wanted these beautiful tulips to bloom, but these jackrabbits would come, and it would kind of eliminate the idea that he had in his mind. And so I guess he got some counsel from some other people, and they told him to put up a fence so high so that the jackrabbits couldn't get over, because sometimes other people don't understand what boundaries are. You may not know anybody like that. I don't know. I know a few, but anyway, I digress. While I'm digressing, there's a man who liked to grow tomato plants, and he would continue to do these tomato plants over the years, and he did it during the course of his sons growing up, but he went to attempt to do the tomato garden, and he couldn't without his son. His son was in jail. And so he was kind of feeling a little defeated, and he wrote to his son, and he was like, dear son, I wanted to do the tomato plants again this year, but, I'm getting old, and I really can't do it by myself. And so the son wrote back, and he said, dear Dad, don't plow the tomato garden. That's where the bodies are buried. And so then, next thing you know, like a day later, FBI is coming, they're plowing the garden, and they're digging it up, and there's no bodies there. And they apologize, and they leave. And the son writes, dear Dad, this is the only way that I can help from where I am at this point. So you understand that when people are not honoring the boundaries, then you need to do what you need to do in order for you to absolutely be able to have that space, to have that moment, so that you can be present with your own peace, with the Spirit that is within you, that is whispering sweet somethings in your ear. And so we have an opportunity to do this when we establish these boundaries. We want to give ourselves that time. We want to take a pause and have a message from our sponsor. We want to have that station break where we're not busy doing, working, playing, creating programs, making up projects, doing service. Keep doing service at Unity. Do not keep doing stuff to the point where it becomes a detriment to your spirit flowing through you. Allow yourself to be that open reed. And so I allow myself to be that. Oftentimes when I speak, I threw Peter a curve last service, and he says, well, what's going to happen? I said, I don't know. So anyway, so we allow what is happening to happen through us as spirit, that which is life affirming. So we don't have time to dwell on the negative energy. We don't have time to dwell on what happened so long ago. Really, the only time that we're in unforgiveness is when we're talking about something that happened in the past. Hello? In this now moment, there's nothing wrong. In this now moment, that bill is not getting paid. That person is not getting met, and it's okay, because in this moment, we are where we're supposed to be. And we can accept that where we are is enough. Yes? All right, so when we move through this understanding, we came into another chapter in Mr. Muller's book where he was talking about the child and listening to our children. Our children have their own sets of stressors. They have their own sets of circumstances, which are not, opposite of ours and not separate from ours, because not only do they get to hear about our moans and groans about war and violence and all of this, they have to deal with, oh my God, I got to get up, I got to get ready for school, I got to make sure that what I'm going to wear is going to work, I got to make sure I got my toothbrush, I got to make sure I get my breakfast, but my brother's bothering me and I can't get to my breakfast, and I got to go to school and the bell is ringing and I just get there at the right second. And so people don't think about the fact that children have stressors. Adults think that, they're the only ones that have issues. And that's just really not the case. So we have to honor the children, but we also have to know that there is something within them that is spirit as well. And that is a genius that they have in and of themselves. And so we can't deny that. They simply come through us. We don't get to dictate. We don't get to micromanage everything about their lives, because there's something within them that is already guiding them. Yes, you are absolutely as additional security, as it were, but not the main thing that is going to replace their minds with your mind, because they have their own individual identity. He's loving this. So anyway, understand that, in another picture with this child and this dog, the child was running and the dog was running behind, and they're meeting each other, and they're coming to an understanding that, they respect each other. The dog is like, I get that you got to run. And the child is like, I get that you got to run after me. And there's no judgment there. There's no, well, you shouldn't have run so fast. Well, why did you run in that direction? They just accept what is as what is. And so when we do that, then we're allowing ourselves to absolutely honor our process. Because, for those of you who have ever listened to Abraham, we're talking about Esther Hicks, and for a while Jerry Hicks was with her husband, until he made his transition. But Esther would represent the non-physical beings who are kind of looking out at us in the physical realm, those of us who were still carrying physical bodies. And she would invite them to really kind of celebrate the contrast that we're moving through. We have this contrast because we have these physical bodies. And in these physical bodies, we're carrying a little bit of that anxiety just from being on the earth plane. Now, you might have been hearing about the earth plane. Some of you might have been doing that Prosperity Plus class with Mary Morrissey. I don't know. But this is an earth school. And so when we come to learn certain lessons about what it means for our spirit to let it have its full sway. To let our spirit have its full sway. And in whatever way that we haven't quite grasped that as the spiritual beings that we are, having a human experience, then we come here to learn how to navigate through this terrain. And so in that, we have this body which is equipping us through our journey. And in this journey that we're going through, we come through means of our mother. And she has her own set of anxieties about your own well-being and your own safety. And so you're introduced to fear pretty early in the process. And so that's not your nature. It's just part of the package that you've come through. And so as you begin to get distracted by everybody else's fear that's around you, even close up, we become really kind of confused about what is real and what is not real. And so what we're inviting you to know is that love is real and that we can release those fear-filled thoughts that sometimes come in to block that reed, having that opening for the Spirit to move through. And so as we move forward in this understanding, we have a sense of, wow, if I can let go of those moments when I forgot, when I was afraid, when I forgot that Spirit is my truth, that Spirit is what is real to me, that love is really what I want to have is full sway with me. I don't want to become a prisoner to bondage. I don't want to become a prisoner to my fears. And you know, Mr. Muller talks about in that particular chapter in the book, Our Daily Bread. And in that, he is reminding us of the Hebrew Bible that talks about those who were moving from Egypt, where they were in bondage, into the promised land, which was really only a few miles away, but in their consciousness, it seemed like it was a whole hemisphere away, because there was something about them that had accepted being a prisoner. There was something about them that had accepted being a slave. There was something about them that had accepted being limited. And so the journey really wasn't about the geography, but it was about the movement of their consciousness into freedom. And so this is what we're being invited into when we say, okay, there's manna for the day. There's enough food for today. Trust this. You don't have to try to hoard. And, you know, don't mean to step on any hoarder's toes. It might be here. You know, I have my hoarding moments. Sometimes you just got to know when to let it go, right? So you don't want to hoard something that's going to go rotten, something that's going to go stale overnight. You want to simply be available for the blessings that are assured to you by God's promise, that I will be with you always, that I will continue to be your infinite supply, even if you separate. Now, there's no if about it. Even when you separate from your body temple, God is still with you. And so when you move through this understanding, you can trust that this, what I need for today, is mine. You know, so many times we try to stockpile. You know, we think, oh, well, you know, there might be an emergency and I got to make sure that I have enough. And so then you get this food with all the preservatives in it that's killing you another way. And so, like, you'd rather die slowly rather than kind of deal with whatever might happen in this time of emergency, so-called. Because most of our emergencies are not emergencies. You know, oh, if I miss that 3 o'clock deadline and you know, I don't get that reported, it's not like it's the same as somebody who's bleeding out in the middle of the street. So we have to really be clear about what is an emergency and what is not. It's important for us to trust because it is about faith. You know, in my Course in Miracles class that I do on Saturday morning, somebody said, well, it's about faith. And I said, yes, of course, everything is about faith. You know, you're either in fear or you're in faith. And you pretty much know where you are, don't you? If you're feeling constricted, if you're feeling agitated, you're probably in fear. If you're feeling at peace, if you're feeling the love energy, if you're feeling a freedom, then you're probably in your faith mode. And this is where we want to hang out. We want to hang out in that faith mode where we know that all is well. It doesn't matter what the situation is. It doesn't matter what the circumstances is. It doesn't matter what the election outcome is. You are still there. So, if you believe that situations and circumstances are determining your joy, you are mistaken. Your joy is within you. And so when you know that there is nothing that is not by divine design, that there is something that is always calling for more of you to be revealed, this is a process of healing because there's really nothing to be healed, only God to be revealed. And so we allow ourselves to let that which is coming through us come through us. If we need to be more of our authentic self in order to make the changes that we want to relegate to a certain leader, a certain congressperson, a certain governor, a certain whomever, that we're not giving away our power. We're simply designating our power. We're not absolutely relying on anything outside of us for us to be more of who we are and for the greatest yet to be within us to emerge and have its full sway. Yes? Amen. All right then. Then let's know that we are ever supported by grace. Let's know that we are ever supported by love, and that the presence of God is forever bringing us into an awakening of more of who we are. And so we want to embrace that. You know, in Mr. Muller's book, he talked about, the children that they had interviewed in terms of what was going on in their lives. And some of them were really forthcoming with what was up for them, and they came to understand that, there's something that is happening that is constantly revealing the support. I know for me, I can remember being a child, and I might have fallen, but perhaps I didn't give myself permission to feel the pain until I was able to see my mother, and then I gave myself permission to cry because I knew that it was safe to be in my pain. Now, that is not to say that we have to suffer, but it is to say, okay, I thought I pushed the right button, but apparently I didn't. But that is to say to know that we are supported, that we're supported by grace. Just because we come up against pain doesn't mean we have to suffer. Because when you come up against pain, then you're on that green edge of growing, for those of you who may have been remembering that from Prosperity Plus. You're coming up against that green edge of growing. And, when you have these contrasts, again, this goes back to what I was saying about Abraham before. When you have these contrasts in your life, that's your green edge of growing. That's the thing that's calling you to be more. And so you're knowing that regardless of what's happening, you're being supported. You're being absolutely supported by this love that is eternal. Even if your parent shuffles off the mortal coil, there is a Mother, Father, God that is ever present and will always be with you. And what we can know is that there is something within us that carries this same power. There is something within us that carries this same love. There is something within us that carries this same intention. And when we become aware of it, it gives us an opportunity to be able to be of service to each other. In the book, it was talking about this particular person who was wearing leg braces. And this particular person would be visiting with Wayne. They were talking about this woman, and her husband had died, and she would go visit this other person. And, the lady, they had a good visit and everything. But at the end of the evening, she asked, "Is there anything I can do for you?" And the lady said, well, she was kind of hesitant. She really didn't want to ask that question. And she said, well, if you could help me take my leg braces off, it takes me about an hour. And when I'm really tired, every 10 minutes I have to stop and take a nap. And so the invitation was for her to be able to help this woman by taking the leg braces off. And so what the woman came to know in this process was that just something that would take her minutes would make such a world of difference to this woman that would take a minimum of an hour to take her braces off, or maybe hours to take her braces off, and she couldn't be able to sleep well with the leg braces on. And so there's something that we can do, even if it's something small. There's something that we can do to help another person. And that in turn helps us to reinforce our image about ourselves. Perhaps you've looked at yourself in the mirror and you looked at your imperfections. Perhaps you've looked at yourself in the mirror and you've seen something that you thought was missing. Perhaps you looked in the mirror and you did not see yourself as whole or complete. Perhaps you looked in the mirror and you couldn't find something that you could feel good about. So I'm going to invite you to stop and take a moment. And as we move within, we're going to turn within for a moment, and I'm going to invite you to think of a time when you felt good about yourself. Not simply your external self, because we know that is always changing. See, like I got a haircut. Everything is always changing. But if you can just remember a moment when you did something kind for yourself, perhaps you allowed yourself to have something that was good for you rather than, maybe the junk that you had been eating before. Perhaps you allowed yourself to stop smoking for a day. Whatever it was that was self-honoring, perhaps you helped somebody across the street who was having a struggle. Perhaps there was something that you did for your spiritual community that made a difference. Just allow yourself to breathe in that moment. Take a deep breath and breathe it in. Hold on to that energy as it recalibrates your cells and allow it to just permeate your awareness and release that breath. And so allow yourself to just be in this vibration for just a moment, realizing how magnificent you are, how special you are, how benevolent you are. Allow yourself to know this as you gradually open up your eyes and come back into this space. Perhaps now when you look in the mirror, you'll see something beautiful. Perhaps now when you look in the mirror, you'll see something that is kind. You'll not pay attention to those other thoughts that have been running through your mind just for this moment, and just allow yourself to embrace the you that is loving, the you that is kind, the you that is giving, and the you that is so very cherished by your Creator. Allow yourself to celebrate the I am that you are. Allow yourself to simply remember that you are made out of the spiritual substance of God, that you are made from the essence of eternal good. Allow yourself to know that there is nothing that is missing in you at all, that everything that you need, you already have, and that if you can allow yourself to be an open vessel, an open instrument for the music of love to play through your life, then you too can enjoy the harmony and the magnificent joy of experiencing yourself as the presence of God. And so I'll ask you this question to which there is only one answer, only one possible response. What is enough? The response is, I am enough. Because you are God incarnate. You are the presence of love. You are the presence of beauty. You are the presence of peace. You are enough. Say it to your neighbor, I am enough. And so just saying that was doing a benevolent act. Just saying that was allowing it to vibrate throughout your whole being. And now you have a point of reference. Even if you were resisting a little bit, there was something in the glimmer of your neighbor's eye that said, yes, you are. I invite you to hold on to that and absolutely know that it is the truth. You are enough. Namaste. Let's take another couple of moments to turn within for just a moment and anchor that I am enough. Let's take a moment and remember that the breath is the delivery system. The means by which God is revealing itself to you. The means by which God is revealing itself through you. Let's take a moment and absolutely know there is a perfection that indwells us. And simply just knowing that perfection is shifting everything in your being. Any kind of imperfect thought, any kind of idea about not being complete, any kind of idea that something is missing is now being flooded by an absolute awareness of the loving presence that indwells us, that perfect wisdom, that perfect truth, that perfect harmony, that all perfect good. There's nothing upstream that we want to get to. It's all right here, right now. We allow ourselves to ride that wave of knowing that all that I am is enough. I can float in that understanding down the river of life. I can absolutely know the living waters within me will continue to flow eternally. I don't need a body temple for it. My soul says yes to my good. My soul says yes to the love within me. My soul says yes to the essence, my divine identity. I am enough. I am that I am. And that is so much more than enough. That is the allness of life itself. Let's celebrate it. Let's embrace it. Let's embody it. I am. Namaste.
I don't know about you, but I wanted to just sit in that energy for a while. Thank you. Thank you. Such a gift. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Ooh. And now, let's remain seated as we join with one another in singing the Lord's Prayer.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory
In this place of knowing without any question that each of us is enough, we invite you to speak the names of those that you would like held in prayer. we extend that knowledge and that assurance of enough to each prayer request that we've spoken, that we hold in our hearts, that we've written in the prayer box. And we affirm that truth for each and every one of those prayer needs. And we know that as the prayer has been uttered, felt, spoken, Spirit is already at work and it's answered. And we say thank you, God, for answered prayer. Amen. We're your prayer chaplains for this morning. I'm Brian. We have Michael, Rosie, and Jeff. We would be delighted to pray with any one of you that has a prayer need, request, just wants to share something good. We'll be in the prayer room, and we look forward to praying with you.
Thank you, Brian. They don't make as much noise as our trio, but they're just as important. Noise, music. Not noise. And joyful sound, right? And now is our time for conscious giving. We at Unity give out of a sense of joy and appreciation for this beloved community. We give in support of this powerful center and the many outreach activities in which we are involved. We know that through these we can in fact be that blessing in the world. So please join with me in our conscious giving affirmation. Divine love, flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
You feel it? I feel the feeling moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the love 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 moving in me. I feel the peace moving in me. I feel the peace it's moving in me. I feel the peace moving in me. I feel the peace moving in me. I feel the Spirit 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 moving in me.
Thank you, Gretchen. And as our ushers join us, let us bless our tithes. We are grateful for these gifts of faith and love. We recognize these are signs of our prosperity and highest good. We affirm God is in action right here, right now. Amen. As always, a few announcements. This week's Community Wednesday will include the cooking of Chef Lair Conlon. He is serving his world-famous lasagna. If you've not indulged yourself in Larry's lasagna, make Wednesday, put Wednesday as a date on your calendar. It's not to be missed. And our Wednesday service, Getting to Know You guest, will be gallery artist Jerry Lang. The service is at 7:30. Jerry's works will be in the gallery out here through November, and you don't want to miss seeing his prayer and meditation bowls. Unity chaplains offer Good Grief next Sunday at 1 p.m. This is a grief healing group that will meet on a monthly basis and is a new undertaking in ministry of our prayer chaplains. In recognition of National Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week, our friends at Goldie's Place have an exciting week planned. It all takes place in 2 weeks, 2 weeks hence. It will culminate on Friday, November 21st, with a screening of the acclaimed documentary At Home. Doors will open at 7 p.m. and the film starts at 7:30. Tickets are $20 and are available online. Our Unity Youth are preparing for their annual Pay What You Can fundraiser. Bring on the stuff you want to release so another can treasure it. Donations will start being accepted next Sunday. And experience the holiday with your Unity family. We'll be having a Thanksgiving Eve cafe on Wednesday, November 26th from 6 to 8 o'clock. Unity will provide the turkey. You bring your favorite sides and desserts. We'll follow with a gratitude service with Reverend Heidi at 8 p.m. so that we are sure to have enough turkey. Reservations are required. Reservations are required. So please see Ro in the gallery. She'll take those required reservations. And see your bulletins for our week's activities, including Spirit Works, the group for spiritually minded entrepreneurs. That's on Wednesday. And our lineup of other holiday activities, including a silent day, Christmas lunch, and Unity Variety Show, as well as a volunteer party. So a lot of things coming up. They're all in your calendar. And is Lulu available to us, Carol? Yes, come. This is Lulu. Meet Lulu. Lulu's the one on the leash. This is Carol.
Here she is. This is Lulu. Her mother went to the bathroom, so here I am. She was found under a car in an abandoned lot where there's a lot of cars, and she came right away. Her friend stayed a little longer under the cars, and we finally trapped him Wednesday. Or her. It's another one. Sort of looks like this. Anyway, she's had a bath. We're not sure what she is. Kind of looks like a Westie. Chihuahua, maybe? Anyway, she's friendly. She's a little afraid at first, but she's housebroken, crate trained. She's looking for her mother. I think her mother's got 4 dogs, so I don't think there's a chance she's going to keep this dog. But we're looking for a home, and she'll get fixed this week, and no microchips, so we are looking for a home. And then we'll be looking for a home for that, whatever the other one is. I think it's a poodle. It has so much hair and so matted, it looks like it has 3 tails. So maybe we'll have it next week. And thank you again for all your support. Thank you. I ran up the stairs.
Thanks, Carol. Now, I am sure someone here could really make Lulu's Thanksgiving for her. So to those of you who are joining us for the first time, please let me extend a welcome to you. We're so glad that you're here, glad that you made the decision to join us today. We hope that you have enjoyed your time with us as well. There are no accidents in this universe, and so just know you were called to be here, and you said yes to that call. So nice to have you here. We have a small gift as a reminder of your time with us. So if this is your first time, please raise your hand so our ushers can find you. Over here. So welcome. Welcome. Glad that you're here with us. Along with your carnation, we also invite you to join us downstairs in our welcome room. That's in the library, just towards the back of the building on the first floor. A large welcome sign, blue and white down there. So please stop by. You may have some questions. We have got some folks there to answer them for you. And for those of you who are maybe just still sort of new, not maybe the first time here, but still feeling like you're still cutting your teeth, if you've got questions, stop by. They would love to talk with you as well. And so now, Bruce Henry. Fasten your seatbelts.
We are joined today by Sister Gretchen and Deacon Reverend Dr. Peter Pozak. and the good and faithful. Gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. Gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside. Ain't gonna study war no more, no more, no, 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 no more. I ain't gonna study war no more, 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 ain't gonna study war no more. Oh, I'm gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside, yeah, down by the riverside, oh, down by the riverside. Gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside. Ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. 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 I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield
Down by the riverside.
yes,
Down by the riverside.
down by the river.
Down by the riverside.
I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield.
Down by the riverside.
Ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. 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 Come on, man. Yeah, come on now, come on. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna put on that long white robe.
Down by the riverside.
Oh yeah.
Down by the riverside.
All right.
Down by the
I'm
riverside.
gonna put on that long white robe.
Down by the riverside.
Ain't gonna study war, no, no, no. I ain't gonna study war no more. 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 Here we go, y'all. Sing it like this. Say, down by the river, by the riverside. Just like that. I can't hear you say,
Down by the river.
oh yes,
By the riverside.
by the riverside. I'm gonna
Down
put on my new clothes, yeah. Gonna press up my spirit. I'm gonna lift my hands higher. I'm gonna say down by the river, by the river. Now do it like this one time. Come on, say, by the river, by the river. It'll be alright. It'll be alright. Early in the morning, late in the midnight, gonna be alright. By the riverside, you better get ready. I'm gonna get ready. gonna lift my spirit. I just turn it all around in the morning. Don't you know I got to. Oh yes, come on y'all. Say go down by the river. It'll be alright. It'll be alright, yeah. I said down by the river. Yes, and I study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. 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 I ain't gonna study war no more. Say it 2 times for me. I ain't gonna study war no more. I like it like this. Come on, y'all. I ain't gonna study war. War no more. No, no, no. I ain't gonna study war. No war no more. No, no. I ain't gonna study war no more. Now wait a minute. Study war no more. It'll be alright. Early in the morning, late in the midnight hour. Feel the spirit. Do you feel the spirit? I feel the spirit. It'll be Come on, y'all.
Brother Bruce. And Sister Gretchen. And this remarkable trio, Sarah, Bill, Peter. So, before you leave, make sure you put your burden down. Leave it all here. Leave it all here. You got the best week ahead of you. It is so. Woo. Well, thank you so much. It's been an amazing service. Indeed. So let's all stand and sing ourselves home. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.